Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Today, I'm going to be discussing service connection for female sexual arousal disorder, also known as FSAD. As a former VA rater, I adjudicated several of these claims. And so in today's video, I am going to give you the blueprint as it pertains to how the VA rates this condition. Make sure you stick around. So oftentimes we hear more about erectile dysfunction for men and not FSAD, female sexual arousal disorder, for women. So I'm going to break down some information as it pertains to this condition. All right. Also, as an added bonus towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you the SMC-K as it pertains to FSAD. And as you know, I got some slides to share with you to help me show you how the VA rates this condition. Let's go ahead and get into it. Slide number one. Here in slide number one, this is the M21-1 manual reference. Definition: FSAD, female sexual arousal disorder. Now, I'm not going to go through and read that entire paragraph. Make sure you pause it so you understand the definition. Now, going down to the two bullet comments, I'm going to talk about what I highlighted in red. And it states, FSAD is not a psychiatric condition found in the DSM-5. But also, it does say the DSM-5 does include a diagnosis of FSAD, but it is different than the VA's definition of FSAD in regards to female sexual arousal disorder, especially on the SMC-K, okay? So they're telling you, don't get the two confused. FSAD is not, I repeat, it is not a mental diagnosis as it pertains to what we're talking about, but it is in the DSM-5, all right? So I hope I didn't confuse anyone with that. So basically, if you say, oh, I'm claiming FSAD as a mental condition, the VA is going to say denied because it's not under our schedule of ratings for a mental condition, even though it's listed in the DSM-5, all right? Then the second bullet comment, it says a diagnosis of FSAD cannot be rendered or confirmed by a mental health examiner. That's key, okay? Because again, FSAD does not fall under the VA's rating schedule criteria for mental condition. It falls under the what? The gynecological rating schedule, okay? Then it goes on to say, including FSAD secondary to medication for a psychiatric disorder, the diagnosis must be confirmed in other medical evidence by a qualified medical professional, not a mental health professional, a medical professional. And guess what? They just dropped a huge nugget there. Including FSAD secondary to medication for a psychiatric disorder. I bet a lot of you didn't catch that. So if female veteran, if they're taking medication, let's say for PTSD, and now it is caused FSAD. I am claiming FSAD to include SMC-K secondary to my prescribed medication of whatever that medication is, prescribed medication for my service-connected PTSD, or it could be depression, or maybe another mental diagnosis, okay? That's a nugget. Oh, I just gave you two, okay? One from here in the second bullet comment from this M21-1, and I gave you an example, personal statement of how you can claim it secondary, all right? Let's keep going. Slide number two. And here in slide number two, it talks about evaluating FSAD. And by the way, the M21-1 did a really good job. VA did a really good job at providing a lot of information as it pertains to this particular condition, okay? So evaluating FSAD, when the requirements are met, SC stands for service connection for FSAD, will be awarded as a standalone gynecological disability. What did I say earlier? Genitourinary, I was wrong. Okay, so I correct myself. It's gynecological body system, not genitourinary. I apologize. Using 38 CFR 4.116, diagnostic code 7632. Hopefully, everyone that follows me have saw my video or seen my video on diagnostic codes and why it is important with a 0% evaluation. This is the maximum evaluation available for FSAD. Okay? It's simple. So diagnostic codes are very important for any condition, just not FSADs. Okay? Let's keep going. Slide number 3. Okay? So here's another M21-1. So I guess you all know I really like the M21-1 because it's easy to do searches and it'll tell you if there's any 38 CFRs, right? Just talked about in the previous slide. So it says considering SMC associated with FSADs, special monthly compensation. If you have not went out and watched my video, I have several on SMCs. Just go to my channel, type in SMC or special monthly compensation. And what we're going to be talking about is SMC-K. So entitlement to SMC-K for loss of use of a creative organ will be inferred and awarded whenever service connection for FSADs is granted. So basically what they're saying is when a rater rates a case, so in this instance, if the veteran says, I'm claiming FSAD secondary to the prescribed medication for my service-connected PTSD, right? If a female veteran words it that way, they go to the CMP exam or they submit a DBQ, whatever, they grant FSADs 0% under that diagnostic code. They automatically have to grant SMC-K, and VBMS should tell them, hey, wait a minute, you got to take issue with an SMC, okay? In the note, it says if service connection, that's what SC stands for, was previously established for FSAD, but SMC was not awarded, place entitlement to SMC at issue and grant. The effective date, okay, here we go, people. The effective date for the award of SMC will be the date service connection for FSADs was established. Now, let's just say a veteran claimed FSADs in 2015. And the veteran comes in for increase in PTSD. And me as a rater, I go to the code sheet, the previous code sheet. Yep. The veteran is service connected for PTSD, going to grant the increase. And you see FSAD, right? You just happen to see it. Sometimes it could be missed, but you just happen to see it. But on the code sheet, you don't see an SMC code for SMC-K. Okay, and it'll be easy for the VA rater to miss it, but sometimes it gets caught. So if I'm rating the case and it's increased for PTSD, I go to the previous code sheet. Yep, veteran service connected for PTSD, and I just happen to see, oh, FSAD, right? And I'm like, oh, 0%. Underneath that, on that code sheet, there should be a SMC box with some codes for SMC-K, but it's not there. Now I can call a CUE on that rating decision. And let's just say I'm doing this rating decision in September 2024. I can call a CUE on that rating decision that did not grant SMC-K, and I can turn around and grant it. And guess what the effective date is? All the way back to 2015, okay? So you can actually flip this on other conditions, okay? And that's why it's important to have your VA claims folder, because it's going to include what? That rating code sheet. People, I'm telling you, I'm dropping these nuggets. I'm giving you the blueprint. Why are you not following it, okay? So as a former VA rater, they can do that. Now, they could miss it. They could just flat out miss it. But if you follow me, right? If you follow me, you might say, whoa, wait a minute. I'm service connected for FSADs, or let's just say ED, erectile dysfunction. Let me get a copy of my claims folder and go back to 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020, if they granted you, let's say FSADs or ED, and see if there's an SMC code for SMC-K on the code sheet. If it isn't, I'm calling CUE. And guess what? If it's back to 1995, CUEs don't expire and they have to backdate you every month for that payout for SMC-K. I want to say it's maybe about $130, $135 a month. So count that back. Okay? I'm telling you, people, you got, hey, catch these nuggets. Okay, let's keep going. Slide number 4. I'm sorry. So slide number 4, I was actually looking for the diagnostic code. I saw it at 7632 and I'm going through the rating schedule. I'm like, wait a minute, where is it at? I even missed it. It's right there, I underlined it. And so there's other, I left that top diagnostic code, 7631, so you could see it. Because if you go out to the VA's rating schedule, you may miss it like I did. It took me a couple minutes and I was like, oh, there it is. So 7632 is a diagnostic code, female sexual arousal disorder, FSAD. Now, see that arrow to the right? I did a video where I was talking about SMC-K. And in that video, well, SMCs, and I was talking about SMC-K. And I was saying, whenever you go to the rating schedule and you see that 1 to the top left of the percentage, that means they have to grant SMC-K, loss of use, okay? And it's not necessarily loss of use of a creative organ. There's other types of loss of uses that falls under SMC-K, all right? And see down below where I underline in red, review for entitlement to special monthly compensation under 3.350 of this chapter. So if you go there and you click on that link, it'll take you to the reference that they're talking about, okay? So it's very important when you're looking at any condition, does it have that 1 in the top left-hand corner? Because that means, hey, rater, boop, boop. You got to pay attention. There may be an FMC for this particular veteran. Okay, so that's pretty much straightforward, right? Now, you can do the same thing with erectile dysfunction because they fall under the same SMC-K. They have different diagnostic codes, but you're going to get granted at 0%. So you're not going to get any compensation under the diagnostic code, but you will get compensation under the SMC. So I hope you caught all those nuggets, especially the one about making sure you get that claims file to see if you were previously service connected and they did not grant you SMC-K. You definitely want to find that out. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, please share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.